what we're asking for is truth. We're asking for truth. So some of you would have read the newspaper today, and the newspaper, the heading in the newspaper said breakthrough for Mark Maloney, because the accused person who allegedly took his money and scammed him. He's it's supposed to be well, that person is now going to be paying him back $2 million, and this has to do with the procurement of vaccines. And I want to use this time to really refresh our minds about this situation. I want to. Somebody might say, but we know about this already. No, I want you to remember how it happened. So, Dave, if you can, I'm going to go through quickly, right? So, these are this is the how the vaccines were donated to us. And I often say to some of you, take notes if you want to do a screenshot, because it's important. The timeline is important, right? India donated 100,000 AstraZeneca vaccines doses to us, to Barbados and Dominica, and this was February to March in 2021. February to March in 2021. Okay? And in that period, China donated the Sinopharm, right? Remember that? To Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Suriname. And COVAX provided free doses to up to 20% of CARICOM population. So this is what happened early in the pandemic. Okay? Go ahead again. In the phase 2, between April to June 2021, COVAX began shipping paid allocations at US $3 to $5 per dose. Write down that figure. The $3 to $5 per dose US. So 6 Barbados to 10 Barbados per dose, right? Government then turned to PAHO revolving fund to get some money so that they can help to pay for these vaccines. Now the prices varied globally, right? And we're focusing on the AstraZeneca, right? Because that was $2 to $4. That was the AstraZeneca versus the Pfizer or the Moderna was $19 to $37 per dose. All right, but for our purposes, we're focusing on the AstraZeneca, $2 to $4, anywhere between there. Okay. Now let's get to the next slide. Very important, and we do education on this show, because you're going to understand today what really happened, or begin to ask some serious questions. In the third phase, mid 2021, it's where the radical investments deal came. This is the deal between the construction magnate, Mark Maloney, who is into construction of buildings. Okay? That is where when it happened in the third phase. So I don't want, because sometimes people say, oh, because they were rushing and trying to find vaccines. I just showed you the different phases and how the vaccines came into Barbados, right? So now we're on the third phase. And there are lots of questions to be asked here. Okay? Barbados registered Radical Investment Limited. It's a company that was registered in Barbados, signed US 34 million deal for 1 million AstraZeneca doses. Write that down too. Those of you who can do math, I want you to do the math. So it's US $34 million, right? For 1 million AstraZeneca vaccines. Okay? It is said, we don't know, that it was financed by loans from investors in St. Lucia, Antigua, and Bahamas. But bear in mind, it was registered in Barbados. But that's what they said. Now, the Ministry of Health, not directly involved, according to the ministry, right? The deal collapsed, the money tied up in legal disputes. Follow what I'm showing you tonight. You're smart enough to understand. Dave, is there another slide? If not, we go to the other one. Phase 4, again, fallout and public outcry in the late 2021. So remember, it was mid 2021 that this thing started with radical investments. Allegations of corruption, lack of transparency, and improper channels started. Yeah. Opposition parties questioned the PM and the cabinet knowledge. Remember now, the free COVAX donations and shipments from the US and UK continued arriving. Do you see that? The question is, and you can go and check this out yourself, it's why? Why did that? Why was that necessary? US $34 million, so 1 million vaccines. Why? Free vaccines were available via COVAX and donors. Why risk millions of taxpayers' money through private middlemen? Why? Why? This raises questions of accountability, governance, and oversight. I want you to think so that when you go to work and you have to explain to the person sitting beside you, you understand. Those of you, go ahead and you remember, you can always take a screenshot of these and go and research them yourself and call me, and you can let me know, Marcia, you missed this or this wasn't too right. That's okay. All right. But I want you to understand, right? Now, you see this vaccine price comparison? You keep this chart. This chart is going to come in handy later on when I go to the next one, because I'm going to show you at what price. Actually, I can tell you now. So internationally, I put in India and South Africa. If you look at the bottom of the graph, India, South Africa, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and Guyana. Look at Barbados all the way up there. AstraZeneca. When the AstraZeneca was selling for between $2 to $4 US, okay, we were procuring vaccines through radical investment for over $12 US, $12 and something US. Do the math and you will see. The question is why? Why were we doing that? And why were we doing this with somebody in construction? Is not a medical doctor, does not run a hospital. Why? Lots of questions. All we're asking is questions. Look at Barbados. Okay. All right. Dave, if we could quickly go to the next set of slides, because I want to give you enough information that when you go to work and people are discussing this on your job, you have facts. You pull out your little phone and you think and you show them and let them know this is why you're asking questions. This is why I'm asking questions. We have unanswered questions, right? In this COVID-19 vaccine procurement scandal in Barbados and the Caribbean. It's a scandal. I don't care what label they put on it and want it to go away. There is possible corruption, and the people have a right to know. Who was supposed to pay for this in Barbados? We were supposed to get some of the vaccines. That's what's in the reports. What's in the check the newspapers. Who was supposed to pay? Taxpayers was going to pay for this? Dave, okay. What happened? Vaccines were ordered outside of Ministry of Health channels. Fact. Unless Mr. Bostic is lying. Vaccines were ordered outside of the Ministry of Health channels. Take a screenshot of this so you can talk to the people in your family, talk to your neighbors, and talk to the people at work. When they want to say you're wasting time watching the Marcia Week show, you're going to see what a scam this was. A scam on the government of Barbados and on the people of Barbados. A construction worker became involved in procurement. Where? Which other country on the face of the earth can this happen in? A construction magnate. I said worker there, but it shouldn't be a worker. Becomes involved in procurement. And the other piece of this that we don't talk about a lot, right? What we don't talk about a lot, you know what? The other party, it's alleged that the other party that they were seeking to get the middleman to get the vaccines from, guess what? You know what kind of job they did? They're entertainers producing events, event producers. Huh? Do you see this, guys? This is what you have got to be able to explain to people, because they seem to forget and they think that we're stupid and we're born yesterday. This raises serious questions about oversight and governance. You agree? You agree? If you're going to have somebody in the construction business getting involved in procurement with somebody from Trinidad, it's alleged, who is into entertainment, something don't smell fishy there and scammy. It's still scammy. This was a very serious thing that happened, you know. This is a very serious thing that happened. So Dave, go to the next slide, please. Timeline, we went through this. Reports in 2021, reports emerge of irregular vaccine procurement. And at first, remember that the Deputy Prime Minister came out at first and said that it was done through the Ministry of Health. I'm going to pause and tell me, how many of you remember that? This is the thing that we have to remember, these things. Who remember that the Deputy Prime Minister came out and gave a statement that it was done through the Ministry of Health? Let me see if anybody remember. Am I the only one who remember that? I'm waiting. Nobody remember it? All right, I'm going to bring it for you another night and show you. Yeah, but this is what prompted Minister Bostic, who was the then Minister of Health, to come out to say, no, 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 no. Yeah? Yeah? I wish Dave could find that video for me with the minister's voice. Tanisha, you remembered? Bostic came out and said, no, 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 not me. I know nothing of it. Bostic came out and said, I don't know. That is why Bostic came out. Here's a question. Why was this allowed? How did the letterhead of the Ministry of Health, how was it used, or why was it used? Who gave the permission for it to be used on the letterhead of the letter? He said it wasn't him. Who did? Who did? Mr. Bosick said, not me. So who put the how did they get the permission to use the letterhead of the Ministry of Health? I know Hurricane, the whole of them made millions. I'm talking tonight about Barbados because I want us to remember these things. We're intelligent people. Put two and two together. Yeah? Continue, Dave, please. That's it. We no more. Why was the Ministry of Health sidelined? Why was the Ministry of Health sidelined? The Ministry of Health. Was it something that was brought to the cabinet for approval? Did the cabinet approve this? And if the cabinet approved it, was it that the Minister of Health was not present that day? Did the Prime Minister or the cabinet approve this arrangement? These are important questions that we are asking this evening. Yes, there should have been an investigation. There should have been an investigation. And the question I'm asking you guys tonight, this is why this show exists. I'm asking you this question. If we had a strong opposition in there, in Parliament, do you think that this would have gone without an investigation? Absolutely not. This alone could have brought down the government. This. There should have been an investigation in it, like all the other things in Barbados. And that's why when the Prime Minister said, in the absence of truth, trust deteriorates. This is one instance. Just one. A big instance. And I don't want us to forget it. Transparency and accountability remain unclear in this particular thing. Guys, please share up the live for us. Emerson Bob says that Belgium seem to be giving this government a pass for all of these lies and fraudulent activities. Anybody you put this to, they're going to right away, ping, 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 ping. The alarm is going off. Yeah? Red flags and concerns. The ping, 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 ping. The procurement was handled by unqualified individuals. Is that a red flag for you as well? Let me hear the comment section. We're doing this thing together. Do you think the procurement, the handling of the procurement by unqualified individuals Mark Maloney is unqualified to procure vaccines. Unqualified. I'm looking at your comments. Dave, if you could go back to this slide before, please. Thank you. Lack of documented process. These are the red flags. Was it approved by cabinet? Why was it done on the letterhead? The letter. There was a letter from the Ministry of Health. You remember? There was an overseas media company that was showing us all of this. There was a smell of corruption. Who profited is the big question. Who was supposed to profit? Correct, Marva. That is why Barbadians have to wake up. This is very serious, you know. Those of you who are watching me from the US, you know, this could bring down a whole government, you know. But not here. Because we did not have the numbers in parliament. We didn't have the opposition. Yes, the DLP, the Ps and others were crying out and in the newspapers and so on. Go and research it yourself. You will see it. But didn't go as far. And again, it wasn't the media from Barbados that carried it first. Where did we get the information from? We got the information from media from outside of Barbados, you know. This is very, very serious. This smell of corruption, and the question is, who profited? Who profited? We need to let the government of Barbados know that we will not forget this. This will not be forgotten. The next slide, Dave. Thank you. As I said earlier, the opposition and the media raised alarm. Citizens demand answers, but nothing. Still no clear accountability. But this is the same person, I tell you, Fabian Yard, that was speaking at the UN. And I wanted to bring this up tonight because I said, look at this. Look at the hypocrisy. In the absence of truth, trust deteriorates. This is the same person who gave this speech. And we want to ask Madam Prime Minister, what happened here in Barbados? And this is only one vaccine scam that we're talking about in the Caribbean. And some people think we must forget this. No, we must not forget it. Yes? You remember the second one? I'm going to talk about the second one, not tonight, but I'm going to talk about the second one because there's one person involved in two scams. One single individual involved in two scams. Their names, that person's name was called in two scams. One. You will figure it out. You will figure it out. And a lot of you have sense and you know. You know. And when you figure it out, you're going to be scratching your head and wondering what on earth did Barbados do in 2018? What did we do in 2018? Who is really running this country? Any more slides here, Dave? I did it and I forget. Yes. And we talk about this already. The weak procurement systems in the Caribbean expose corruption risk in health emergencies, right? And undermines public trust in government. I am wondering, you see what I showed you earlier, how we were getting the free vaccines? Is it that somebody saw a business opportunity? Did somebody see a business opportunity? Tell me if I'm thinking right. Do you think that somebody saw a business opportunity? We were in a vulnerable state and saw a way that they could it be that they could profit from the citizens of Barbados, from the taxpayers of Barbados, and people in government colluded with others outside of government? Is it possible? All I'm asking is questions. All we can do is ask questions. Because we were getting vaccines. And even after that deal fell off, you saw, I showed you, we were still getting vaccines. We were. So the big question is, was somebody trying to slide in there to make some money of the taxpayers? What we need is a call to action, demand full investigation. I know it feels like it's gone already. But we really need to demand full investigation. Where are our lawyers? Huh? Is it that somebody was trying to abuse public funds? Very interesting. Hmm? Wow, 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 wow. I wanted to spend the time to remind us of that. I wanted to spend the time to remind us of that, guys. Very, very important, because in the absence of truth, trust deteriorates.